Hi, I'm Andrea and welcome to Productive C#. In this video, I want to show you how you can debug a Blazor application. This is the application that you get when you create a new Blazor project using Visual Studio. I'm specifically creating a project that contains an ASP.NET Core backend that is hosting Blazor. So this means that I'm running Blazor client-side and I'm also running ASP.NET Core on the server that I might want to be able to debug. If I run the application pressing F5, Visual Studio is starting the Blazor application in debug mode and is effectively doing all the job for us. So the only things we need to do is to set breakpoints in Visual Studio as we are used to, and basically debug the app as you would normally do. So here I have my Blazor application running. Now I switch back to Visual Studio. This is the counter.razor page, and I want to put a breakpoint here when the counter is increased. Then I have the weather forecast controller that is on the server, and I also want to put a breakpoint here on the server. One of the amazing things is that you can either debug the client side and the server side at the same time. So let me go to the counter, and I click the button, and as you can see, Visual Studio is showing me the debugger's session and is stopping at the breakpoint, and I can inspect the variables and all the goodness I usually get with debugging. If I carry on pressing F5, I switch back to the app and I can carry on. If I switch to the fetch data page, now the app is trying to call the web server, is effectively calling the weather forecast controller get method, and as you can see, Visual Studio stopped here as well, and now you can debug as you would normally do. And that's pretty much how debugging a Blazor application is. So it's effectively nothing new of what you already do using Visual Studio or with any Windows application, any mobile application, any web application. The debugging experience is effectively the same using Blazor application. All the magic is done by Microsoft and Visual Studio for you. There is also a way to debug using other tools like Visual Studio Code, for example, or you can even debug directly in the browser if you want. And there is this documentation page that you can find in the resources section that explains how you can do that. At the bottom of this page, there is the debug in the browser with some instruction on how to do that. One of the things I haven't shown you is that's very important for the Visual Studio experience to work, is to look inside the launch settings.json file for the inspect URI property in the profile, and this need to be set in order for Visual Studio to be able to actually debug the application for you. But this settings is automatically generated by Visual Studio when you create a Blazor application using the Visual Studio template. So you shouldn't worry about this effectively. And that's pretty much it for debugging in Visual Studio, a Blazor application. Thank you very much for watching.